toes to touch. Let your knees go wide. Allow your forehead to rest heavy on the mat. Music started. So just riding down through the mat, allowing every part of your body to get heavy. If this is your first time exercising today or moving around or getting on the floor or stretching, this might feel a little bit intense through the hips, and that's okay. You can always use either blankets or pillows, or if you do have blocks, you can use them to support your hips. And you can use them honestly at any point in the class if you're ever feeling like a pose is a little bit too intense. So in this pose, your toes are untucked, they're resting on the mat. Knees are wide, forehead's resting on your mat as well, and fingertips are long and extended towards the front of your space. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. You can rock from side to side on your forehead. Give yourself a little massage, relax through the face. And your breath should be natural here. So natural inhales, natural exhales. Just start to acknowledge these breaths as they come naturally to you. Just becoming a little bit more aware of the breath. Let's take a mental scan. So notice where your mind is today. Notice any stress or anxiety or excitement or happiness, whatever may be occupying your mind this morning. Just acknowledge that. And then take a body scan. So notice where your body is today. Are you sore? Do you have high energy, low energy? Are you feeling great? Are you tight? Are you tense? Maybe it's just one part of the body rather than the whole body that's feeling a certain way. So just acknowledge that part of the body. And try to breathe into that space. So for example, if your hamstrings feel really tight, imagine your inhales and your exhales going directly to your hamstrings. It's really more of a mental image, but it's going to help you draw attention to your hamstrings to help them relax a little bit with each exhale. Let's take a couple of breaths together as a community. Exhale all of the air out from your lungs. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, side out. 2 more times, just like this. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Biggest breath yet, in through the nose. Out through the mouth, let out a sigh. Awesome job. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Place your left palm on top of your right. Breathe into your left side bodies. Keep your hips grounded. Let your forehead reach back down to the mat. The movement is just coming from your hip tip up through your fingertips. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Walk your hands through center and then over to the left side of your mat. Place your right palm on top of your left. Breathe into your right side bodies. Let everything ground. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Walk your hands through center. Press into tabletop position. So in tabletop position, your wrists should be stacked underneath your shoulders. Knees should be stacked underneath your hips. Untuck your toes. Keep your gaze down, either in between your hands or maybe a little bit up towards the tip of your mat. Nice and long through the spine here. Draw the belly button in to engage through the core and find some length through the lower back. Nice job. Inhale, drop the belly, add a micro bend into your elbows. Start to look forward, shine your heart forward for cow pose. Exhale, lift your spine up towards the sky. Look towards your belly button. Press into the tops of your feet for cat pose. Inhale, drop your belly, cow. Exhale, lift your spine for cat. Keep going. Match your breath to your movement. And then add in anything extra that you might need. So maybe close your eyes here. If you're practicing with someone, ignore them and just focus on what you need right now in this moment. So some neck rolls, hip rolls. Maybe you want to go back to child's pose and then through upward facing dog. Maybe reverse the positioning of your wrists. You're just going to spend your day on the computer. That's a great way to open up through the forearms, through the wrists. Help avoid carpal tunnel if computers are your life, like they are mine. So taking whatever movements feel good to you, make sure wherever you are that you're still inhaling deep, that you're still exhaling deep. Let's add about 2 breaths here, and then we'll meet back in your tabletop position. I can't read from that far away, so I'm just going to check. Hey, everyone. Awesome. 1 more breath, and then let's meet back in your neutral tabletop position. Awesome job. Ground down through your left palm. Inhale your right hand straight in front of you. Palm comes face in. Once you feel grounded here, allow your left leg to start to lift straight behind you. So opposite arm, opposite leg are lifted right now. You can keep your right toes tucked or untucked, whatever's comfortable for you. Just imagine a nice long line of energy from the bottom of your left foot through the fingertips of your right hand. Flex your left toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your knee to your elbow to your knee. Tap, curl in. Find that cat spine, use your core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Keep going. Match your breath to your movement. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you tap. Keep going. You've got this, not here for long. You have 4. 3, find a full extension in 2. And 1, take a deep inhale. Exhale, release hand and move back to the mat. Move from side to side if you need. Let's go ahead and switch it out. So ground down through your right palm this time. Inhale your left hand straight in front of you. Once you feel grounded, allow your right foot to lift. Flex your right toes. Palm is face in on the left side. Nice and long through the spine. Gazes down, engage your core. Draw the belly button in. Breath in. Exhale, tap your elbow to your knee to your elbow. Find the cat spine, curl, curl in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Keep going. Keep breathing. You've got this, building some heat through the body. Use your breath for 4. For 3. Long extension in 2. And 1. Extend long. Exhale, release. Find some more movement, cat-cow, or move it from side to side to release through the shoulders. Release through the back. And then let's meet back in tabletop position, nice and neutral through the spine, gazes down. Tuck your toes, and then lift your knees just to a hover above the mat. So nice and light through the hands. Toes are flexed, knees are just lifted about an inch or 2 off the ground. So you're mimicking tabletop, but now your shoulders and your core are like, what the heck are you doing? It's morning time, so breathe. I know it can feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay. We're going to breathe through any kind of uncomfort we feel through this practice. That's what the breath is for. You've got this for 4. Down dog in 3. In 2. And 1, downward facing dog. Nice job. Pedal out the feet. Find some movement that feels good to you here. Nice job, everyone. Let's do 1 more breath of movement. And then find some stillness in your downward facing dog. So actively press all 10 of your fingertips into the mat. Externally rotate your shoulders away from your ears. Draw your belly button in. Stay high through the hips. And actively press your heels down towards the mat. Option, add a micro bend into your knees. If this feels really intense through the hamstrings or honestly anywhere. Micro bends in the knees are great. Doesn't mean you're doing the pose any less. So breathe here. Finding your Ujjayi breath. So deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales through the nose. Let's set an intention in this moment. And we're going to set an intention of finding joy in the little things. So this is what I've been teaching in my classes for the past week. We're in weird times right now. We're working out from home instead of in our favorite studios. We're meeting new instructors. We're finding new fitness habits and routines. We're quarantined. It's odd times. So where can we find some joy in our daily life? It can be something little as reading a book, as little as calling your mom or your best friend, whatever it is that brings you joy. Think about one thing and use that throughout your practice. Think about that one thing that brings you joy. Let it bring joy to you in your practice. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, 10 baby steps to ragdoll pose. Bring your feet as wide as your hips, maybe even wider. Nice deep bend through the knees. Option to grab opposite elbows, or you can clasp your hands at the nape of your neck for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Make sure that deep bend is still in the knees. If you can, try to let your torso rest on the thighs. It's okay if it doesn't, but essentially that is the goal. You can sway from side to side. Make sure you shake your head yes and no to make sure that your neck is nice and heavy. You should feel release through the neck, through the upper back, maybe even through the hamstrings. One more breath in. On your exhale, release your hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet together. And slowly rise one vertebra at a time. Let your head come up last. Just one time, roll your shoulders up to your ears and down the back. Samastitihi, hands to heart center, close your eyes. Ground down through your feet. Come back to the idea of this intention of sparking or bringing joy to your life, even if it's something as little or something grand. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale for mountain pose. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. So feet can be hips distance apart or together. Draw your belly button in. Find length through the lower back. Pinky fingers are face in towards each other. Palms are almost to the back of your space. Active through the arms. Breath in. On your breath out, grab your left wrist. Exhale, side stretch over to the right. Breathe into your left side bodies. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, back up to mountain. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Grab your right wrist. Breathe into the right side bodies. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend. Cactus, open your arms. Let your gaze come up towards the ceiling. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Find a flat spine. Exhale, high plank for just a second. Setting up for our first chaturanga. Wrists should be stacked underneath the shoulders. Draw the navel in. Hips should be at your shoulder height or an inch lower, never above. And then stack your heels over your toes. Take a breath in. Start to hinge forward past your fingertips. Exhale, lower halfway, 90-degree angle with the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward on the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips high. Awesome job. This is our Sun A. We're going to flow through 2 times pretty quickly using breath and movement, aligning them, matching them. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Always an option to hold high plank or lower all the way to your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend. Give it your biggest opening yet. Nice job. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take 2 deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Moving into our sun B flow. Let's take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink your glutes straight back. Weight should be in the heels, maybe even lift the toes. Take a peek at your knees. Make sure they're not passing your toes. If they are, try to sink your booty back more like you're sitting in a chair. Palms are face in and up, so pinkies are in towards each other. Feel your shoulders activate. Shoulder blades are squeezing behind you. Draw the navel in, find length through your lower back. Awesome job. Quads should be firing up here. Embrace that feeling, breathe into it. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge forward just a little more. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. So bind your left elbow outside of your right knee. Make sure that you don't compromise your hips here. So look at your knees and make sure they're still in line with each other. Press, press, press into the palms. Opening up through the chest. Sink your booty an inch lower. Awesome job. Bring your weight into your right foot. Start to lift your left leg. Just bend it. Also known as flamingo pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, shoot that left leg straight back into a lunge. Nice. Awesome job. So elbows are still bound here. We're in a revolved crescent lunge. Nice job. Breathe. Press, press, press into the palms. 1 more breath in. On your exhale, release your hands to the mat. Heel toe your right foot out for lizard pose. So right foot can come onto the knife edge and drop your left knee down. Right foot can be at about 45-degree angle if that's comfortable. So toes are out just a little bit away from the mat. And then you can stay on your hands, or you could lower down to your forearms, to a block, to a pillow. You should feel this in the right hip, through the right IT band, psoas, huge hip opener. Wherever you are, let your head hang heavy. So shake your head yes, shake your head no. Breathe into that right hip. We're only here once during this practice. So just embrace the moment, any feelings of wanting to get out of this pose. Acknowledge those and let them go. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Come back onto your palms if you're not already there. Heel toe your front foot into the center. Lift your back toes. You're on your back toes. Lift your back knee so you're in a low lunge stance. Look forward about 5 to 6 inches. Place your hands towards the edges of your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, standing split, launch forward onto your right leg. Nice. So forehead should be coming down towards your right knee. Left toes are flexed towards you. Hips are as square as can be. Breath in. Exhale, Jiva squat. Tap your left knee behind your right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Inhale, lift. lower, lift, lower. For 4, we're going to hold your diva squat in 3, in 2, and 1. Hold it low. Hands come up to heart center if you'd like. Breathe. You've got this for 4. Hands back to the mat in 3, 2, 1. Back up to your standing splits. Drop your back leg behind you, coming into warrior 2. So drop it back at that parallel with the back of the mat. Open up to warrior 2. Readjust your stance. Take any movement that feels good to you. My hips always like to pop here, so do what feels good. And then settle into your warrior 2. So stack your front knee over your front ankle. Bring your weight into the knife edge of your back foot, nice and long through the arms. Gaze over your front middle finger. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can before opening up to 6 and 12 with the arms. You can keep a micro bend in the right knee. And try to keep your weight as even as you can in both legs. Gaze can be up towards the top hand or down towards your foot if your neck is feeling a little bit cranky. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, reverse triangle. Right arm comes up and over to the back of the room. Option for your left hand to be down on your thigh or in a half bind behind you. Breath in. Exhale, hands down to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come to a frog squat. So jump your hands to the outside, or your feet rather to the outside of your hands. Same, except not really. So feet are wide, toes are out, heels are in. You can make your feet as wide as is comfortable for you. Hands come to heart center. Booty is low, chest is lifted. So rather than rounding forward, try to stay open to the chest. Place your left palm on the ground, almost to the outside, if you can, of your left toes. Inhale, right hand lifts. You're finding a slight twist here. So use that left hand to ground down. Press your tricep into your leg. Right hand is lifted. Nice job. Breath in. On your breath out, place your right hand down, switch it out. Right hand grounds, left hand lifts. Gaze can follow your left fingertips or it can stay down, whatever's comfortable for you. Take a breath in and a breath out. Release your hand down to the mat. Go ahead and come up into a forward fold. So readjust your stance. Awesome job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale for chair pose, second side. Sink your booty back. Get nice and low. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Find your right elbow outside of your left knee. Take a peek at your knees. Make sure they're still in line with each other. Keep your weight in your heels. Sink your booty down an inch. Press, press, press into the palms. Find your twist. In and a breath out. Bring your weight into your left foot this time. Start to lift your right leg into flamingo pose. Take a breath. On your exhale, shoot your right leg straight back so that you are in lunge with the legs, still in your twist with the arms. Revolved crescent lunge. Take a breath in. On your breath out, lizard pose. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot out. Drop down on your back knee. Left foot can be on the knife edge. You don't have to have it perfectly flat on the ground. 45-degree angle with your toes. Option to stay on your hands. Option to lower down onto your forearms. Or a pillow or a block. Or a dog. Or a cat. Or whatever pet you have. If they'll allow it. Maybe a kid if they're bugging you. Just kidding, don't bring your kids down, please. Breathe. Relax into this pose, let your head hang heavy, shake your head yes, shake your head no. side just one time through this practice. So instead of thinking about ways that you want to get out of this pose, maybe you're silently cursing me. Maybe you're like, yay, this is the best pose ever. Whatever it is you're thinking, try to let it go. Try to just sit in this pose and find a little bit of joy that your body allows you to get into a pose like this, that you can breathe, that you can endure, that you have the time in your day to even be able to practice. Whatever it is, find a little bit of joy here. One more breath in, one more breath out. Press back onto your palms. Heel toe your front foot back in. Lift your back knee up so you're in a low lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Launch forward onto your fingertips. Let your forehead come down towards your left knee this time. Flex your right toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, Jiva squat, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going, keep breathing. Lift, lower. Lift, lower for 4. Hold in 3. Hold it low in 2. And 1. Hold it low. Option for your hands to lift up to your heart. Breathe. For 4. Warrior 2, or standing splits rather, in 3. In 2. And 1. Come back up to standing splits and then exhale down. Warrior 2. Open up. Surf it out. Find some movement. First time we're on this side, let it feel good, and then settle in. Front knee is stacked over the front ankle, draw the belly button in, shoulders should be stacked over your hips. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Open up. Find a little bit more length in your left side body. So rather than crunching down, lift an inch higher through your top hand. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor. Take a breath in, breath out. Inhale, reverse triangle. Left palm lifts up and over. Deep breath in. On your breath out, Chaturanga Dandasana, hands down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump to a frog squat. Feet come outside of your hands. Hands come to heart center. Left palm comes down to the mat. Inhale, right hand up, find your twist. Breath in. Breath out, release the right hand down, switch it out. Right palm down, left hand lifts. Breath in. Breath out. Hands down to the mat, come back into a forward fold. Readjust your stance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Let's find our flow, matching breath to movement. We'll just do one time through on each side. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer to the right. Find your left elbow outside of your right knee. One breath in. One breath out. Bring your weight into your right foot. Start to lift the left leg for flamingo pose. Breath in. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Breath out. Nice job. One breath in. One breath out. This time we're coming straight to standing splits instead of lizards. So allow your hands to come down to the mat and then launch forward. Nice job. Take a breath in. Exhale, Jiva squat, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower for 4. Find a hold in 3. In 2. And 1. Just find your hold. Option to lift the hands up. 1 breath in. Exhale, back to standing splits. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Find your right elbow outside the left knee. One breath in. One breath out. Bring your weight into your left foot this time. Start to lift the right. Take a breath in for flamingo. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. Shoot the right leg back. Nice. Breath in. On your breath out, standing splits. Nice job. Breath in. Exhale, jiva squat, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going for 4. Hold in 3. Hold in 2. And 1. Just hold. 1 breath. 1 breath out. Back to standing splits. Hands down to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Big move. Open up. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Find your flow to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space. Adding on here, and then we'll cool off. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer to the right. Find your left elbow. Breath in. Breath out. Bring your weight into your right foot. Start to lift the left foot for flamingo pose. Breath in. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. On your breath out, shoot the left leg straight back. Awesome job. Now stay here for a breath. Nice. Start to look down and forward. We're going to bring our left hand for revolved half moon down onto the mat. So release your bind. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right hand can stay up or on the hip. Launch forward onto your left fingertips. Find your balance through your right leg. Left leg is lifted. Twist through the torso. Right hand is lifted. Nice. So revolved half moon. Awesome job. So hips should be square. Back leg, or rather foot, is flexed. Left fingertips can be on the ground or a block or a pillow or wherever is comfortable for you, a water bottle. Awesome job. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Release your right hand to the mat. Square off your hips. Awesome job. Take a breath and a breath out. Handstand hops, or you can stay here, or you can add in jiva squats. So option 1, handstand hops or L hops. So you're using your left leg to lift up towards the ceiling, just 3 hops. Or you can stay in standing splits and just hold, or you can add in those jiva squats again if you really like those. Once you're done with your 3 handstand hops, let's all meet back in standing splits. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 2, open up. Nice job. Take a breath in. This time, exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward, keep the front knee bent. Press into your right palm, or rather right arm into the leg, leg into the arm. Use your left oblique or right oblique. Awesome job. Option, stay here. Option, words are hard today, to reach the right hand out towards the front of the room and left hand up and over. So almost like you're reaching forward, like you're gonna grab a really big vase. So no weight is on the legs from the arms. You should feel your obliques fire up here. Awesome job. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Find your release. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump to a frog squat again. Nice. Hips sink low, hands come to heart. Option to stay here or option to try on crow if it's in your practice. Arms will come down to the mat about shoulders width apart. Come onto the tiptoes of your toes. Bring your knees up into your armpits as high as you can on your triceps. Bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle and then start to lift one foot, maybe lift the other. Gaze is down or forward, not back. If you look back, you're gonna fall. Hips are high, nice job. You can stay here. If you fall out, you can try it one more time. Option for a jump back to chaturanga, or you can just come out of it. We're going to meet back in frog pose wherever you go. Nice job. Back in frog, take a breath in. Release your hands to the mat, find your forward fold. Readjust your stance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer to the left. Press into the palms. One breath in. One breath out. Bring your weight into your left foot. Start to lift the right. Inhale for flamingo pose. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Shoot the right leg back. Nice job. Breath in. Breath out. We're coming back into revolved half moon. So this time the right hand and fingertips will come down to the ground about 5 to 6 inches in front of you. Launch onto the left foot this time. Right leg is lifted and flexed. Left hand can stay on the hip or it can reach up towards the sky, wherever feels good to you. Breathe. Find your core here, find your balance, find something unmoving to stare at to help you maintain that balance. Breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Hands down to the mat. Option for L hops, option for Jiva squats, or option to just hold your standing splits. Just 3 L hops on this left side. Nice job, everyone. We'll meet back in standing splits when you're done. Find your breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Option to stay here. Option to allow your left arm to reach out towards the front of your space, away from the leg. Right arm can reach up and over the ear. Awesome job. Use your obliques here. Keep your bend in your front knee. Here for 4, 3, 2, one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come to a seat at the top of your space. Legs come out in front of you. Arms reach out in front of you towards your toes. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to lower back. Nice and slow. Use your core the slowest you can go. All the way down into the back. Bring your feet to your mats. Bend your knees. Reach your fingertips towards your heels. See if you can tap them. That's how close they should be to your glutes. Feet should be about hips distance apart. We're just setting up for one bridge. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale for bridge pose. Press into your feet. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Arms can stay down on the mat, or you can clasp them underneath your back. Roll onto your shoulders a little bit more. Press, press, press into your feet. Try to release any tension in your glutes. Rather than tightening up your glutes, see if you can just release them. Use your legs to find the lift. One more breath in. On your breath out, release your hips to the ground. Supta Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together, knees go wide. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Tongue twisted is an understatement. It's Tuesday. Close your eyes, reset. Notice the rhythmic rise and fall of your belly and the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest. Breath in, breath out. Place your hands on either side of your legs. Close your knees like a book and bring them into your chest. Rock from side to side, massage the lower back. Let this feel good. Supine figure 4. Bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Hands can come through the keyhole behind your left thigh or knee. Flex your toes. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Option to rock side to side if that feels good or is accessible. Take a breath in. On your breath out, release your hands, but leave your legs as they are and allow them to fall over to the left side or gentle twist. Tear cactus your arms, let your head fall to the right, the opposite direction. Take a breath in. And breath out. Inhale back up through center, reset, bring your knees back into your chest. Supine figure 4, left ankle on top of your right thigh, flex your toes, hands can come through the keyhole behind your right thigh or knee, pull the knees into your chest, option to use your left elbow to push your left knee away from you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Allow your legs to fall over to the right side of the mat. For a gentle twist, tear cactus your arms, look the opposite way, to the left. Take a breath in, and a breath out. Inhale back up to center, knees into your chest. Happy baby, grab the knife edges or inner arches of your feet. Lengthen one leg, lengthen the other, rock from side to side, have some fun, play around, find some joy in this silly pose. One more breath in, one more breath out. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Deep inhale in. Exhale, Shavasana, final resting pose. Allow your legs to go long. Let everything relax here. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Unfurl your eyebrows. With each exhale, melt just a little bit deeper into your mat. I will bring you out when it is time. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a full body stretch. And then press yourself up into an easy seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Hands come to heart center in a prayer position. take one breath as a community. Exhale all of the air out from your lungs. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale, side out. Inhale your hands to third eye center. Hope you all find the joy in the little things through these interesting times. The yogi in me honors and high fives the yogi in each and every one of you. Namaste. Nice job, everyone. Hope you enjoyed class. Happy Tuesday.